All right, we're back. It's time once again, episode number 3 from State of Cowboys Nation. Let's go ahead and go over the playoff scenarios. And as we know, Dallas has the Sunday night game, so we'll get into that. Quick little preview for y'all. So, Dallas pretty much is on the outs of the playoffs after losing to the Lions. We kind of know that. We know it's a long shot as well. But what can Dallas do? Basically, pray that the Eagles lose 2 games, which is very much, in my opinion, possible. If Philly, who's lost three games in a row. They lost to Dallas, Chicago, and the Chargers. So now they play at home, and I think they're about 12 and a half, 14-point favorites against the Raiders. And just here's a couple little factoids that may come into play today and give Cowboys fans, Cowboys Nations a little bit of hope. All right. So one, Pete Carroll is undefeated against the Lions in his head coaching career. I believe he's 9 or 10-0. And the other good thing is Geno Smith won't be starting for the Raiders. It'll be Kenny Pickett, who was on the Eagles Super Bowl team last year. So, little revenge factor. Maybe Kenny Pickett wants to get back at the Eagles, no longer on the team. I don't know. It's possible. Crazier things have happened in the NFL. So you have Kenny Pickett getting his start. I believe it's going to be his first start for the Raiders. This could go terribly. It is a road game for the Raiders. Philadelphia usually plays better at home, but the Bears got the best of them, and this Eagles team's in shambles right now, especially thanks to the fullback Jalen Hurts. So I believe, again, the Eagles will be without Lane Johnson starting right tackle. That's been an issue for them, as well as Jalen Carter on the inside, the defensive interior. So Eagles, they need to lose. They need to lose 2 more games. The best scenario is basically losing to the Raiders, losing to the Bills, or losing to the Redskins and the Bills. They play Washington twice before the end of the season. It's very, very possible, but we'll have to wait and see. Basically, the other teams are the Lions, who has a tiebreaker over Dallas, the Bears tiebreaker over Dallas, and then you have the 49ers and then the Seahawks, who all have much better records than Dallas, at least 3 games better. Everyone except for the Lions. So the Cowboys' only hope is getting the NFC spot from the Eagles, which is possible, but again, it's a long shot. So Dallas needs them. Obviously, Dallas has to win the last 4 games, but they need the Eagles to lose 2. This is very possible with the way Philadelphia's been playing. Seems like everyone's been turning on each other. The hype bunny, or I'm not too sure what they call it, the happy place bunny. They got rid of it, but that didn't work. So they're trying to all sorts of different little tactics and things to save the locker room, but thanks to the locker room cancer himself, AJ Brown, he may be taking the ship down with him, and Jalen Hurts is paddling upstream with. He's trying to paddle without a paddle, but that's their problem right now. Dallas has to just focus on winning. So let's get into tonight's game, Sunday night game. So we'll know obviously what has happened with all these NFC teams by the time Dallas kicks off. Monday Night Football's AFC team, so it doesn't really matter. But the way I think this game goes, and it's already happened at least once earlier in the season. So Minnesota, they destroyed the Redskins last week, 31-0. JJ McCarthy, first game back, or first or second game back, and he throws for 3 touchdowns. So he's feeling great, feeling good. Washington probably has the worst defense in the NFL, I believe. So I think this is just like a little fluky thing. Great win for Minnesota, but for Dallas, that's good news because they could take advantage here. Dallas is coming off a loss. Dallas loves to play at home. They've been great at home, especially offensively. Dak as well. So, what does Minnesota have to do to win this game? Basically, Brian Flores is going to have another great game, just like he did against the Seahawks, where they lost, I believe, 28-0, but forced Seattle to kick like 6 or 7 field goals. So if they could do that to Dallas, they very much have a great chance of, winning this game or slowing down Dallas. giving them a chance to win, giving the Vikings a chance to win. I don't think that's going to happen, but that's their path to victory. Also, JJ McCarthy playing out of his mind. Again, I don't see that happening. Defensively, this Vikings offensive line is still banged up. Right now, I'm seeing Christian Darrisaw starting tackle. He's questionable. Didn't practice on Thursday. Doesn't have a designation from Friday. I don't know about Jordan Addison. Looks like his Achilles has been bothering him. I don't know if he played last week, to be honest with you. I'm trying to see who else. Hawkinson, I know he came back, but again, game status unspecified. And because it's a Sunday night game, they really don't have to post anything till an hour before the game, so we're not gonna really know that. I may go live. I may go live as well, like that dead spot between the end of the last afternoon game and Sunday night football to see if people wanna tune into that rather than Peacock or NBC. So Aaron Jones, again, all of these game statuses we're really not going to know, but they do have a lot of injuries. The Vikings do. Dallas's injuries, I think the only main one is Tyler Guyton for sure is out, which is a big deal. But at the same time, Nate Thomas has been holding his own at left tackle. We've gone over the film, we've looked at it, and I mean he's held up. He's not terrible, which is a good thing. I'm seeing Malik Hooker unspecified. He's been out for personal reasons. I hope everything's okay, but if he doesn't start, Dallas Dallas will be fine. Jadeveon Clowney's questionable, and the other main one was Jake Ferguson, the fumbler Ferguson. He's also questionable, I believe a calf injury, so we'll have to wait and see on him. Haven't seen anything on CD Lamb, concussion, so he hasn't practiced. And for the rig community out there, did he have a concussion? Because once he went out with a concussion, it changed the entire game for Dallas. But at the end of the day, against the Lions, Dallas committed 3 turnovers, mainly 2 turnovers. The last turnover, that really didn't matter. But at the end of the day, Dallas should have won. I'm also seeing Siobhan Ravel with the unspecified injury here to his knee. Same thing with Donovan Wilson. Those are actually important injuries because Ravel's actually been starting at corner while Reddy's been in the slot nickel position. So that's an interesting injury. And he's been getting more playing time over Carson as well. So that's an interesting injury. But I don't know, and we won't know until later tonight. So what's Dallas's path to victory? Basically, if we watched the film, check out the videos if y'all haven't, but you should have. And thank you for everyone that likes them, following, subscribing. But let's be honest, nobody can cover these Dallas receivers, this Dallas offense in man coverage, especially when the offensive line is blocking perfectly. So what do? If I'm imagining Brian Flores knows a little bit more, defensively, and he's turned the tape on, and he knows that he's got to play zone defense, which I believe he does, but he does mix his defenses up plenty, especially with blitzes. So we know Javonte Williams, great pass blocker. So if he's in there to pass block, that's perfect. And if we can get a good, if the line holds up, which they do have a couple edge rushers, Dallas Turner, he's actually been pretty good the second half of the season, as well as I'm trying to think of a tackle, Redmond. I believe I don't want to guess at his first name. I think it's Corey Redmond, but in the interior, he's actually been really great. But we got a really great interior offensive line with the Killer Bees, Booker, Beebe, and Tyler Smith. So offensive line, they're going to have to hold up against that pass rush. I think they will. And I'm just trying to wait to see if they run man defense against Dallas, Vikings have no chance, which I think is going to happen. Whether CD Lamb plays or not, Flournoy, he's already proven he could do it. Jake Ferguson, that may be an issue because he is a fumbler, but he can catch the ball, but he's still a fumbler, and commits way too many penalties, to be honest with you. But maybe Schoonmaker, maybe Brevin Span Ford, maybe we run the ball more. We'll have to wait and see. But to me, that's the path to victory. Who's healthy, and how is Dallas going to attack the Brian Flores defense? Because he's going to do whatever it takes. It's his different schemes. Again, I'm sure you've seen the tape, and if they run man defense, they have absolutely no chance. All of those factors do matter, but I think this is an easy win for Dallas. Last time JJ McCarthy had a great game, which was his first start against the Bears, he was terrible in his second start. Couldn't complete a pass. And this Dallas defense much improved. So especially against a banged up offensive line, I think they can take advantage because the Lions' offensive line had one of their best games of the seasons against Dallas, and I believe Dallas only got at least got 2 sacks. I think 2 sacks. But that that's going to be Dallas's path to victory. Set up the pass. I think they do have a pretty solid run defense for to stop Javonte Williams, but right now Dak is on fire. I know a lot of people in comments coming after me regarding Dak missing, a couple throws, mainly one throw to a wide open CD Lamb. But again, in a game like the Lions game, which was a must-win game for Dallas, for playoff implications, not necessarily division, but playoff implications. It was a must-win. You need him to make those throws, making $500 million. You got to make the pass. So the main thing for Dallas is see how they do in the past game, and then I think they win this one easily. I believe the spread is about 5.5, 6 points. I do think Dallas will cover that. Defense will show up and dominate JJ McCarthy. Justin Jefferson has been a non-factor. McCarthy's been using his tight ends. That means Overshown's going to be able to be tested on defense. So if his pass coverage holds up, that's going to be great for Overshown. Same thing with the other linebackers that rotate in. Wilson has been not great in coverage. He's a good tackler, terrible in pass coverage. Eddie's going to need to step up, and then we'll see what happens with this Siobhan Reveal injury. I have no idea if he's going to play or not. We'll know tonight, but I think Dallas wins big here, and that's how they get it done with the passing game and their defense. I think the defense is going to shut down JJ McCarthy totally. But yeah, I've got a final. I think Dallas wins by 17-point win for Dallas. 17 or more points. That's what I'm thinking here. What about y'all? How y'all think this game's gonna come out? Let me know. Thanks again for watching the film videos, watching these. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Appreciate all of that. And then I'll try to go live once again before the game. That way we could see how the Eagles game played out, as well as some of these other games. Basically, Dallas needs a lot to happen, but they're going to need the Browns to beat the Bears. They need the 49ers to lose, and which they play the Titans. So if they win that game, if the Bears win, I mean, basically Dallas's only path is through the NFC East and Philadelphia. So that's really the only games that Dallas and Dallas fans should be concerned about. But all right, until later, the recap, the review, the pregame. Until next time, thanks for tuning in. We'll see y'all.